Hello everybody and welcome back to episode 10 of Let's Play Creatures Such as We. I have increased the font size slightly on this thing. I don't know why it didn't occur to me before. I've been kind of squinting at it, but and you probably have too. I don't know if it'll help or make it worse, but we'll give it a shot. So we're just about to go and we've got a couple of hours before lunchtime, so we get to go gaming. You lock yourself in your room and try to shrug off the worries of the day as you boot up your computer. You smile at the startup music of creatures. Now, where did you leave off? Oh, yes. You and Elegy breeze through more backstory. As recruits of the Department of Revenant Dignity, you're assigned to stop the Traditionalists. You run some training missions, and then you two receive your first field assignment, investigating an abandoned base. This is one of your favorite levels. Elegy flits around you cheerfully. You know, I bet there's no traditionalists there, never were. I bet it's some weird hazing ritual. Your avatar laughs it off, but you know that the creepy forest-surrounded farmhouse is actually an abandoned traditionalist base. Well, mostly abandoned. Okay, let's see. I doubt that. Let's crash that party. Let's get out into business. Actually, we need to talk. Ooh, do we need to talk? I'm kind of tempted to talk just to, you know, get more information and stuff, but then we should totally crash that party. Your avatar pulls Elegy aside. This part right here is one of the few chances you'll have to send off Elegy. Well, this and right before the final mission, maybe it would be alright to wait? Elegy's blue light freezes, then starts rotating the opposite way. Oh, what about? I don't want anything to happen to you. I've got a bad feeling because I'm psychic from having played the game before, but I'm going to go with this. Elegy reassuringly dances in front of your avatar's zombie face. Hey, we got this. Your avatar looks off towards the old farmhouse with trepidation. Yeah, I hope so too. It's just... But then he picks up, well... I hope you're all right. It's almost like your avatar knows it shouldn't get attached to Elegy, the love that cannot be. You sigh. Your avatar steels himself in determination, then embraces Elegy, allowing him to suffuse you. The ghost power HUD appears on the screen. How should you make your way through the building? Well, recon seems like a good idea. Stealth in via ghost powers is my plan, but recon sounds like a good idea if I have that choice. You sneak around the grounds and in forest behind a chain link fence whose lock you break, and you find a power generator. You switch it off. Elegy laughs delightfully. Ha! Let's see how well those bastards see in the dark. How should you make your way into the building? Stealth in via ghost powers, please? You shroud yourself in darkness, and as you enter through the back door, you quiet the squeaky hinges with the magical silence of the dead. You find yourself in an empty kitchen, large and open, which at some point must have been impressive. Now, however, the plumbing is ancient, and the wallpaper is peeling off. You're also pretty sure that the oven isn't attached to anything. There's not too much dust in here, but then everything else seems to indicate that it hasn't been used in a long time. You remember from experience that the entry level has just a flavor pop scare, the upper levels have some backstory related to Loris, and entering the basement triggers the rest of the level. Oh, because I get to choose, sorry, I wasn't looking down. Okay, let's see, let's get the jump scare, and then do the upper levels, and then the basement, if it'll let me do that. A bunch of furniture has been shoved in front of the windows while the rest of the room is completely bare. It gives the house a normal-looking facade from the outside. Deep scratch marks cover the floor, evidence of large objects being dragged around. Those lead to the basement. The living room has a cabinet that's crawling with bugs. Elegy ghosts in. Oh, ew. I'm so glad I don't have to eat anymore. The bugs scatter at his flame. You open the doors to reveal rotting fast food trash. So gross. The rest of the rooms with windows have facades similar to the entryway, but otherwise they've been completely cleaned out. Okay, well, I want to go upstairs and get backstory. You check and are satisfied to note that the plumbing works in all the bathrooms. There are several bedrooms that have had all their furniture replaced with 2 sets of bunk beds each. However, each room is empty and covered with a fine layer of dust. The people who were staying here definitely cleared out. The single study has an empty bookshelf and a locked roll-top desk. You rip off the top and dig through the drawers. You find half a piece of paper that got stuck behind a drawer. It's a command from Loris to enroll her son in the I've never figured out how to pronounce this. Zurabrus experiments? Elegy pulses purple at the revelation. Truly heartless. Just to be thorough, you attack the empty bookshelf, hoping for a secret door, but it results in nothing more interesting than normal environmental damage. You continue on the level to the basement. You easily navigate in the dark, with Elegy helping you illuminate the way ahead. He complains to you, "I think at the point where you have to actually investigate the basement of an abandoned farmhouse, you're better off just torching the place." There are empty cages with bars bent out. You hear something terrible, a schlicking, meat-on-meat noise. The anticipation has hold of you. Here's something terrible. It's a bit much. Oh, it won't be that scary. I mean, come on. A monstrosity staggers forward, moaning low and painful. Your character can smell that it's a zombie, like you, but much larger. As it staggers closer, you can see its giant, perpetually reconstructing body. It's a Zorobros. Multiple zombies grafted together, each original body part attempting to reform over the other bodies in the construct, creating striations of consumption and destruction. The resulting creature is confused, frightened, and in unfathomable pain. It bellows and starts stumbling towards you. Okay, can't reason with it. That's crazy. Stay hidden in the darkness. Shoot its face out and rip the zombie apart. Shoot its face out. I don't know that it matters. I don't know why I'm stopping to think about it. You pull out both your guns and empty them into the Zorobros's face. Time slows, and you're able to use your ghost powers to direct each bullet into the different brain segments of the creature, putting it down with only one clip. A massive group of humans is beyond the next door. They have anticipated you and launch a flamethrower in your face, halting your regeneration for a minute. You dispatch them in an especially elegant combo, firing off a few shots to burst open the flamethrower's fuel tank, throwing some energy balls to ignite the spilling fuel, causing one of them with an assault rifle to slip and fall, spraying bullets all around the room, and then climbing up and over furniture to maul two more enemies, and finally grabbing one of their assault rifles to take out the runner. You notice that the basement is much smaller than the first time. That story mode perk in action. You make your way into the final room, and cages full of Zorobros pour out. You know it's supposed to be a scripted fail, but maybe if you survive this naturally, you can save Elegy. How do you deal with them? Well, if you know it's supposed to be a scripted fail. I don't understand. Kite them all and deal damage from afar. Exploit their size to engage in melee one at a time. Focus on crowd control. Just run and make it to the extraction point. I feel like you just get bogged down if you stay. Just run. They're slightly faster than you. You make it back to the first floor, then out the door, but once outside, they surround you. Even Elegy seems to panic. You hear from inside of you, "Man, I had no idea. There's no way. This can't be happening." This does not bode well. The camera falls down to the floor, then swivels up to catch a mass of Zorobros before wiping to black. 5 real seconds later, your avatar wakes up where it was left. Elegy hovers over it, flitting about fretfully. "Oh, thank goodness you're awake. I led them away, but who knows how long they'll be gone. Let's go while they're distracted. Follow me." Of course, that's what Elegy says, but with the benefit of a second playthrough, you know otherwise. Elegy traded its resonance frequency for your freedom just now. The traditionalists now have the access codes to your home base. You've just killed the whole rest of the Department of Revenant Dignity. Well, as long as you don't bring Elegy with you on the final mission, at least that means you can still save Elegy at least. Oh, dang it. So, I don't know if my choices did that or not. And one thing I'm doing with this Let's Play is I'm playing it straight through once. I'm not taking any time off camera to check out different choices or anything like that. It's all straight on. So, yeah, so I'm not taking the opportunity to play out different scenarios. So I guess, betrayal. Well, sort of betrayal. More loyalty to me, I guess, than to the Department of Revenue and Dignity, and screw them, right? I mean, I don't know. You should have left without me. Let's try to deal with this. Elegy halts. What? Never! Listen, I'll leave you alone if that's what you really want, but first I'm getting you to safety, no matter what. I didn't risk myself back there just so that you could throw it away. Now let's go. The camera obliges, following Elegy out. Your avatar runs on all fours towards the extraction point. The Zorobras follow right behind you, and it's a close shave to make it to the helicopter in one piece. But you do make it. Elegy loops a slow circle of relief before floating off into a corner and dimming, no doubt brooding on his betrayal. Should you say something? Gosh. Okay, here's what my thought processes are. I keep thinking that if I dealt with Elegy right now, like if I were in this situation and Elegy was a person, because I can't really predict what a zombie turned ethereal will do, but I would say, let's confront Elegy, get to the bottom of the whole betrayal thing, and see if there isn't something we can do to fix it. Like change the access codes or do something so that before this all gets too far, we can make a difference. I have no idea if that's possible in this game or if that would even be a choice, but that's what I keep wanting to do, is confront Elegy so we can get down to it, so we can try to make things right before everything goes bad. Otherwise, I'd like to embrace Elegy and comfort. I'd like to say some kind words. That all seems to go with the sort of growing romance between my character and Elegy. But like I said, I just feel like I want to try to deal with it. I don't know if this will help at all. Your character turns to Elegy with frustration. Why did you do that? How could you do that? I can't believe this is happening. Your character fumes in his own corner as Elegy tries to apologize. I wanted to make sure that you were safe. I really care about you. You saved my life. Your avatar's face softens. Hey, don't mind me being a douche. Just, those Zorobras really get to me. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have snapped. Elegy brightens a bit, but you can still see that he's torn up over it all. The level ends. You take a deep breath to contemplate those consequences. Hopefully, it'll be enough to make a difference. You take a moment to readjust to the blank white walls in your room to reality. It's almost lunch. Time to get back to things. You turn off your computer and pack it away. Well, that 2 hours didn't take as long as the 2 hours of the moonwalk, so we should keep going. But that was, okay, so I just want to talk about that for a second. So it didn't go the way I planned, and now I wish I'd been nicer to Elegy and, like, said some kind words and hugged him, or whatever. As you start to head back, your walkie-talkie buzzes with a message from Marcel. You steel yourself before reading it. So their meeting is running long, and they'll need you to cater their lunches to the meeting room. Got it? Well, that's not so bad, and it certainly makes sense. You reply in the affirmative. You head on over to the kitchen and fill up the cart with trays, baked polenta, fried repla meat calamari, and individually ordered pizzas with a single wine bottle and some chilled dessert. You hum as you push the cart down the passageway. Your pleasant mood deflates as you open the airlock and everyone eye daggers at your intrusion. They turn back to each other, and there are a few attempts to restart whatever conversation was going on, but each sentence trails off before it even starts. This is definitely not a place you'd like to stay long. Okay, yeah, don't talk to them. That seems good. I don't really understand the difference between these two choices. Keep your head down and avoid drawing attention. Sounds like a perfectly good plan. Just serve the food out quickly. Serve out the food quickly? Kind of seems like keeping your head down and avoid drawing attention while doing your job. I'm just afraid if I pick the first one, I'm gonna not serve lunch, but I just click it anyway. Probably overthinking it. You succumb to their stares and cower, which blissfully deflects their attention. They transition from glaring awkwardly to fiddling with papers and pens. You take your sweet time unpacking the cart, relieved at the reprieve from attention. After you can delay it no longer, you focus on the service. Oh, so that was the difference between the two, was that one is that you just kind of like putter in the corner first and then serve lunch, or you just jump right in and serve lunch. I think I chose right. As you start placing appetizers and drinks, Andres finally resumes their discussion. He points at Grant. Now, I think that he has some good points, that transition is always tough, but I think that we should be focusing on all the positive things that we will gain by this transition. It's a lot of pressure for me to be responsible for everyone. I'd like a bigger safety net that allows me and all of you to relax. Grant sighs. I'd prefer to move on to hammering out contract details, not rehashing cold feet arguments, especially if we're going to move forward on this project. Andres looks at you nervously at the mention of the word project. Whoa, they haven't even decided whether or not they're going to be joining up with Synthplay? You start serving out the individual dishes. You haven't given much thought to the planned merger, but now that the deal's at such a precarious tipping point, you're not sure exactly what kind of outcome you'd prefer more. Well, honestly, I'm not sure I have an opinion, because it goes back to the Microsoft Mojang thing. And there's points to be had on both sides, and I just want everybody to be happy. And if Notch is... This argument that Andres makes is very similar to what Notch was talking about, of like, I did not want to be in charge of something like this. And I'd like a bigger safety net. The difference is he's planning on staying. And I don't know, I just want everybody to be happy. So they should join. Their games would improve. Maybe. They did talk about Synthplay level resources. They should join. Their lives would be easier. Probably, but there are drawbacks as well. They shouldn't join. Their games would homogenize. Oh, I don't think that's true. They shouldn't join. Their lives would be more difficult. Yeah, it depends. Again, it's like in some ways more difficult, in some ways easier. You're not certain how you feel about it. Well, that's probably what I'm getting at. It's not really your business even to muse about it internally. That's very much true. You're just really curious what the project is. Well, yeah. I'm afraid if I say that, though, that I might show it, and I don't want to show it. I'm going to go with you're not certain, even though I also believe it's not really your business. Just whatever it is that makes them happy. But you're sure that they'll figure it out. You set aside the nitrogen-cooled tiramisu dessert, then pack up your cart and head towards the airlock. Grant watches you pack up your things, then casually stands up and stretches. I'm gonna take a bathroom break. I'll be right back. He pushes his fork around and then slowly heads towards the same airlock you're exiting. You push your cart slowly along the passageway, and almost immediately he waves you down. Hey, sorry our meeting's going so long. I was looking forward to you joining us all again. You've got some interesting thoughts. I was looking forward to it too. Yeah. Well, yeah. I was looking forward to it too. The truth is, it sounds like the meeting needs all that extra time. Like he said, they're rehashing stuff. I don't know what's going on in there. Grant blushes, then recovers. Well, there's the whole rest of the week to get to chat about things, right? You do your best to affirm that fact, but your cheerful lying skills are stretched to the limit. He turns to you, face scrunched in thought. What about you? Do you think Synthplay should go through with the acquisition? Dude, I have no idea. Do whatever you think is best. Yeah. I just want everything to be the best for well, for Collected, really. And Synthplay will go on and do whatever they do, but do whatever you think is best. Grant appreciates your encouragement and continues musing aloud. I want to think that it would be good for the company and good for our future. I know for me, I want to facilitate them making themselves the best they can be, but it feels like something that will stir up controversy, them joining up Synthplay. Will fans just lose faith in them? Will it be for nothing? He smiles. I guess I'm just nervous. But I shouldn't be. Fans will love the new project, the new direction. Don't tease me with bits of information because I so want to pick your brain. Okay, as for fans losing faith. Well, I can tell you that the fans of Minecraft have sort of, like I said before, put on a big plastic smile and said, this is fine, you guys. And I think that we're all willing to let it be fine. I think what we're the most afraid of with Microsoft is that they're just going to start charging us out the wazoo for everything. Whereas we've been getting, and maybe this wasn't a good business model, I don't know. It was a great gaming model where we got all of our updates for free and all the modding and everything was open source. And so that was all really cool. And we're really mostly afraid of Microsoft locking it down. And that would cause us to lose faith in them. If they move on to Minecraft 2.0 and then abandon the one we've been playing on and keep charging us for stuff, I think that's going to get it. But I don't think it's just the joining up, and I don't think that it's just the game. I think if the game is good and you're not price gouging or doing anything evil, then you should be fine. I just want to know... Okay, so we've got, I hope things go well, and what's the project? And this one is, I hope things go well, and what's the project? Let's do that. Grant snorts out a laugh. Subtle. Well, still, I appreciate your support. As for the project, well, it's still pretty secret. I will say that it has to do with better empowering the player, offering them more choices, and better story potential, but I can't really say any more than that. I hope you understand. But I think it'll be really big. The next big thing for sure. He shakes it off. I guess I should actually go to the bathroom and get back in there before they get suspicious. He hesitates and looks you in the eyes. He catches his breath, grins, waves, and then bounds off, leaving you with the empty cart. And an empty space in my heart where Grant was a minute ago. All right, well, we're going to leave it there. This should be about the right length for the episode. I'm not quite sure, but this seems good. So we'll come back for episode 11 to finish our chores. See you then. Until then, be well.